Okay, in this video, let's go ahead and make another extrusion. This one is going to be a little bit different as it will have a taper. So I'm going to start with the line command. Let me just go ahead and change my ribbon back over to the normal. And we can take a look at our O snaps just to make sure that we're all on the same page. Okay, so I'm going to start with the line command. L, enter. I'm going to click a point. And once again, I want to create these lines going straight up and down. So F8. Go down a distance of 70. Enter. Hit the escape button. Next, I want to go ahead and copy this line going right across a distance of 100. So, copy, which is CO, enter. Select your line, enter. Pick a base point, so I'll click here. Drag to the right. Type in 100, enter. Escape. L, enter. Click on this midpoint, and then click that midpoint. Escape. Let's do that 2 more times. So L, enter. Click this endpoint to that endpoint. Escape. L, enter. Click this endpoint to that endpoint. Escape. Offset. O, enter. Give it a distance. 30, enter. I'm going to select this line and click to the left. I'll select this line and then I'll click to the right. Escape. O, enter. 10, enter. That's my distance. Go ahead and click this line. Click 1 time above it. Go back to that same line again that you clicked at first. Click on it. And then click anywhere below it. Escape. Trim. T, R, enter. I'm just going to trim between here and here. I'm going to take away this line here, here, and these 2 lines between here. I'm going to trim these back lines here and here, and trim between here and here. Escape. Select this line, hit the delete button on your keyboard. Now I'll go ahead and put some fillets on the corners. So F, enter. R, enter. That R stands for radius. I'm going to type in 20, enter. And since I have more than one, I'm going to type in M, enter. That M stands for multiple. I'm going to click this line and this line, and this line, and do the exact same thing on the other side. Click this line and this line. The ones at the bottom, so this line and this line. Now I want to go ahead and put the radius of 10 on the inside, so I'm just going to type in R, enter, 10, enter, M, enter. And then I'll go ahead and do my fillets on these inside lines. So select that line and this one, this line, this one, this line, and this line, and finally this line and this line. Hit the escape button. 1 left click to the upper left of your object above everything, and 1 left click down here below. This is going to select all objects. Type in J, enter, and that J stands for join. You can see on my command line that I did get 20 objects converted into one polyline. Okay, now let's go ahead and rotate this to look at it in an isometric view. So select this lower left corner of my view cube, extrude. I want to give it a height. Well, first I want to select the objects because that's what it's asking me for. So select your object that you created, followed by the enter button. And now I'm going up a certain distance, but you'll notice that this one has a taper on it. So on your command line, you're going to find the word tapered angle. Select that. Type in the number 5, enter. And now you're going to see that your shape will taper depending on which direction you want to go. So in this example, I'm going to go upward. So you can see my shape is pulling upward. I'm going to type in 25, enter. I have that exact same shape along here at the bottom, so I'm just going to use a 3D mirror to get that to the bottom. The 3D mirror icon is here. Select the object, so I'm going to select the solid that I just created, followed by enter. I'm going to decide which plane that's going to go underneath it, and it's parallel to this XY plane. So on your command line, choose XY. Now I need to specify what point that I want to mirror this by. Any point along this bottom edge would work. So I'm just going to select that midpoint. And do I want to delete the source in this case? The answer is no. So hit enter. Now you will see the bottom half of your shape will complete. And I'm just going to union both of these together. So I'm going to choose union. And once again, it doesn't matter which one you select first or second. So I'm going to select both of those, followed by the enter button. I'm just going to click on the front view, and if it looks like my front view in my drawing, in this case it does, everything should be good to go. Let's go ahead and insert in our title block. So I'm going to switch to layout 1. Going to delete the viewport, so select it, delete button on your keyboard. Let's go ahead and insert in our title block. So if you type in I enter, my dialog box is already open. But if you type in I enter, you'll get this box that will appear. I'm on this Libraries tab. And I'm just going to select this little library icon. Go find my title block, the OK button. And then I'll have that little icon there if yours is not there. You can right click on it and tell it to insert. You can see that it's following my cursor around, and that's because I still had the insertion point checked at the bottom. So I want you to type in 0, 0, 0. Hit the enter button. You're going to get your dialog box to appear. Just hit the OK button. Now I need to set up my page setup. So I'm going to switch over to the Layout tab. Go to Page Setup. Choose Modify. Underneath Printer, select the drop down, DWG to PDF. Underneath Paper Size, ANSI Full Bleed B 17 by 11. Underneath the plot area, let's choose Extents and put a check in this center plot box. OK. And close. I'm going to click on my Annotate tab. And underneath my drop down where it says Use Current, I'm going to select the one that says Dimension. Now let's go ahead and bring in our drawing. So I'm going to switch back to the Layout tab, choose Base from Model Space, and I'm going to pull my cursor down to where I want that shape to appear. So I'm going to click here, Enter button, come above, do a left click, come to the right, left click, and then pull your isometric view, left click, and then hit the Enter button. Double click on your isometric view, change the hidden lines, and in this case let's go ahead and make it shaded. So I'm going to choose the one that says shaded with visible lines. I'll hit the Escape button twice. Let's go ahead and set up our dimension style. So D, Enter, Modify, Precision Units, Precision, all the way up to the top. Hit the OK button and close. I'm just going to zoom into my top view here. D, L, I, Enter. Click this endpoint and then that endpoint. Come up and place your dimension. To do a continue option from that, type in D, C, O, Enter, and select this endpoint. Escape. D, L, I, Enter. Select this endpoint, and I'm going to go to this endpoint. I'm going to come out to the side and click my dimension. I'm going to continue from that one. So D, C, O, Enter. And I'm just going to come down to right to this endpoint. Escape. D, R, A. And this is going to be for my radius dimensions. Enter. Select that inside here. And I'm just going to pull these out long. I will also show you how to get rid of these little arcs on the end here. D, R, A, Enter. And I'm going to click the one on the outside here and place it. Just going to pan up. D, L, I, Enter. Click this endpoint to this endpoint. Come down and place your dimension. D, L, I, Enter. Click the bottom endpoint up to the top endpoint and come to the side and place it. D, L, I, Enter. Select this endpoint to that endpoint. And I want this to be in line with my dimension that says 100. So I'm just going to click on this endpoint here. D, L, I, Enter. I'm going to select that endpoint to this endpoint. Come out to the side and place it. Now I have an angle dimension here. So D, A, N, Enter. I'm going to select this line here. And then I will select this line here. Come and place my dimension on the outside. Just going to pan back up to my top view, and I have two dimensions that are kind of looking a little weird. The first one is I'm going to click on this 20. I'm going to select the grip, hit the function key 8 button on my keyboard, and then I'm just going to pull it right down underneath here and do a left click. Hit the escape button twice to clear the nodes. And with this dimension, I want you to select it, do a right click, choose Properties. Your Properties dialog should appear. I want you to scroll to where it says EXT line, that stands for extension line. Select the drop down, choose Off. Escape button twice. Let's go ahead and fill in our title block. So ATE, enter. Select your title block. The name of this project will be Class 1, Example 3. Okay. And if you're looking for what to fit in the scale box, remember to double click on one of your views, and the scale factor for this drawing should be listed here above. Fill in your name and the date, save and upload.